So let's see how this works. Yeah, it looks like I'm live. Well, how are you doing? I'm sorry, I gotta adjust my settings here just a second. Oh, that was okay. There we go. Can you hear me, guys? Just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. I'm trying a new way for my sound and videos. My voice and sound, I mean, is my video and sound look like they sync up a little bit? Okay, awesome. So, nice to meet you if you're new to my stream. Um, okay. Just what you want to see. Me, big and on your TV, right? So today, we had a really good day. We spent the day at the zoo. Okay, definitely. He's running away. Go figure. I mean, um, we had the niece and nephews for the weekend, and we decided we wanted to do something fun. And it was a really nice day out today, and we spent the day at the zoo. I mean, um, we spent like 2.5 hours. We walked and saw so much, but we didn't get to see the whole thing. The St. Louis Zoo is an amazing place. It's one of the best zoos in the country, and it's free. Um, and on top of that, um, it was just amazing. Just like I said, so much to see, so much to do. The food's really expensive, but any place that's free, the food is going to be expensive. So I want to continue kind of the younger kids are gone. We walked like 2.5 miles today. I mean, it was crazy. We did so much, and the kids' feet were hurting and everything. So, like I said, I want to continue with the fun day, and I want to have some fun food. And fun food, um, you can't you can't knock just because it might be unhealthy or something. Who who doesn't like fried foods? Finger foods. It's something to just sit back and enjoy. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Um, I see a few people in the chat. Awesome. Yeah, I actually do have a mic. I am using a new way of doing the microphone. I want to see how well it works. Maybe it works better or worse. I mean, how do you guys like it? I actually have a microphone in my ear, and it's Bluetooth. I wanted to see if this works better than sending all that video and audio through that program that I was using, um, seeing if it works any better. And I mean, you see uh, newscasters on TV with mics in their ear and stuff. So I mean, oh, shut up, Amanda. We love you too. But so I'm gonna wait a little bit, like I always do my coffee and cigarette thing. Am I talking too loud for you guys? I got to get used to this. This is the very first time I'm trying this out. Um, and I want to see how well it works. You guys are probably going to get a better sound point, you know, sound view of everything going on. Like you'll hear what I hear, so that would be pretty cool. Next, I want to. I have this. I have a camera that I can actually. Um, I don't have like Google Glasses or anything, which would be really cool to set up live while I'm cooking and doing this. But I have a camera that I can, put on me. That would be really cool. Is it like a first-person view of how everything's cooking and looking? But that's for future time. Yep, sorry. You heard me sip, didn't you? Hey Jack, how is it going? How much can you guys hear? Can you hear okay? Am I talking too loud? Am I talking too soft? Like I said, I want to know how I'm doing here. Awesome. Um, Jack, you weren't in here a minute ago. Appreciate you coming in. It's been a while since we've seen you. Um, I have now a microphone, a Bluetooth headset that I'm using for a microphone. And I want to see how well that works. Like, if that works better than the microphone that I was using before, which would pick up sounds from the whole house. Hey, Mo Man, how are you doing, bud? Hey, Mom. So I am just going to get out some of these ingredients. Like I said, we are going to continue with fun foods. And I already have my fryer preheated. I didn't want to take the time and wait. Yeah, that would be cool. How's everybody doing? I don't want the sounds to be too loud. Like, I mean, of course, you guys are going to see me drink my coffee, and if you hear the swallowing, I apologize. Oh yeah, Jack. Um, Ashley and I went out last week, and we've been wanting to get matching tattoos for a while. Oh, you should have. You definitely should have. What stopped you? Hey, Marie. Yeah, we spent the morning at the zoo this morning. It was awesome. And then we had the kids, well, the niece and nephews. We had them for the weekend. I mean, we had a house full. So, I mean, you could have stopped by, said hi. I mean, we would have gone to dinner with you. We would have kind of not done this whole live stream thing. Yeah, we went out and got matching tattoos. It is, I don't know how well you can tell. It is Mickey and Minnie. It's pretty cool. So, like I said, I'm just waiting for some people to join in. Gonna take a few more minutes, and I'm going to get started. I'm going to do um, a, a classic. If you've never had them, you need to try it. It's really good. Fried mushrooms. Fried mushrooms are amazing. Um, they're vegetable, so I mean, you're getting your daily vegetables in. um, I'm also doing. I have now. I already have these draining because they take a while to drain because they're really wet. But I'm going to do fried artichoke hearts. These are really, really good. Um, Lots of nutrients in artichoke, and they don't taste like an artichoke. Um, if you've never had fried artichoke hearts, you need to. And um, I'm going to be doing some um, fried chicken bites. You know, buffalo chicken bites, which are always a favorite in our house. I'm going to show you guys how to manage, which is really easy. Manage, like if you're going to fry something, how to do it a bunch of different things kind of all at one time. That way you're not getting things blended together and I'll show you the easy way to do this. Yeah, what are you getting, Amanda? Oh, that'll be cute. Well, no, I mean, we weren't expecting to have them for the weekend. It was kind of a, I got called into work tomorrow. I got to go there, so they're gonna stay with you type thing. So okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to manage this pretty easily. I have my artichoke arts over here, like I said. They're draining. I wash my hands, of course. Um, if you guys have seen my live stream before, you know that when I do this kind of thing, actually, Jack, no. Ashley and I have had tattoos before. Ashley's had a few more than I have, but um, those of you guys that have, like I said, watched my live stream before, you know I like to use chicken thighs. I use chicken thighs a lot because um, they're cheap, they're easy to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all my chicken together. One, two. I'm going to do 7 chicken thighs. And I'm going to get these cut up first. What I like to do is I like to cut off all the fat. Chicken thighs, the fat is pretty thick on them. So you're able to, you can even, a lot of times, just take your fingers and pull it off. It's pretty grouped together. And I'm doing bites, so if the chicken tears or whatever, it's right what I want it to do. And I'm going to take a bowl and I'm going to put my chicken in a bowl. I'm actually going to use this other cutting board. I like this better. There we go. A little bit of fat left on these is not a big deal. You don't have to like get them totally clean. Just the big, thicker parts. Thighs generally have a lot more fat than. Oh yeah. Hey, sounds like you had fun as well. We Had to manage all, three boys that all want to run ahead and do what they want to do. When you have a place as busy as it was busy. It was like the best day that it's been so far this year. So many people got out. Beautiful day out today. How have you been, Marie? How's things going for you? I do apologize about the unreliability, I guess you would call, of some of my live streams. I am trying, and I've been trying to make things better, more reliable, so that I'm on and I'm not like, having issues and things like that. And I think with the way that I'm doing this now, it's going to work out okay. I mean, I would love to have the money to be able to afford a nicer computer that would, work things a little better. But I think I can manage okay until one of these days I can save up. That's good, Marie. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I couldn't really ask to be better. Work is going really good. I'm being seen by the bosses, and I'm getting more hours. And um, you can. I don't care. I've gone full time, and I'm actually going to have Saturday and Sunday off now, which is great. I mean, to not have to work Saturday or Sunday unless I'm like making up hours or something, that's a big step. I'm being, in a way, promoted uh, to be able to do my own verifications. You have to be there so long, and you have to uh, make certain accomplishments, and you got to show them that you're deserving of that kind of work before they let you do it. And my boss is constantly every week. He's like, since I've been there, you're gradually, taking me up in hours and then telling me, well, we're gonna do this for you. That way you can have the potential to make even more money. And I mean, it's a blessing. I couldn't ask for a better job right now. I mean, I could. I mean, I could. Oh, okay, okay. Well, I mean, you know how that goes sometimes, though, Amanda. Small steps lead into bigger accomplishments. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't get overtime. That's the thing. I get 40 hours a week. And the way um, it works is I make my own pay. Um, I work for a company that um, has a lot of opportunity. And we actually just got bought by a much larger company. I still have it, Mo Man. I'll text you tonight with it, bud. That way you have my number. Okay. So now that all that chicken is cut up, I mean that's what really takes the longest. Now this is just gonna fly. Um, I'm I have the opportunity. I mean, there's some people in my office that make 20, $22 an hour some weeks. And the way it works is I make a base pay. That base pay is decent compared to a lot of places. I mean, it's not bad. So what happens is if I make what's considered my goals. Um, sorry, I'm going to get that out of the way. Um, if I make my goals for that week and I make more in sales than what my base pay is, so say I make, okay, just a roundabout number. I'm not going to tell you what I'm making, but say I make $10 an hour. Okay, so if I make 40 hours a week, that's $400 a week. So if I make sales, if I if I sell more than $400 a week, instead of getting my base pay, I get my commission money. It's whatever's higher. So I have the opportunity to make a lot of money. And there's people in my office that do it. It's just the ability, taking um, the knowledge and ability that you learn from being there. Ah, okay. Hi, Kenzie. How you doing, hon? Um, but Yeah, that's how I get paid. So I'd have the opportunity to make, I mean, I can make an unlimited amount. It just all depends on how many sales I make. It's kind of similar to a car salesman or something like that, but what I sell isn't near as expensive as a car. So yeah, so this is what I do. Um, I I get a bowl, and then I get 3 baggies because I have 3 different things that I'm making. This makes things super super easy. Easy. Sorry. Okay. So I take some milk and I'm going to get 2 eggs. We've got so many eggs in this fridge. Um, no, yeah, I don't have to sell really that much, depending on the account that we're selling. What we sell is newspaper subscriptions, and each different newspaper. Actually, I'll get 3 eggs. Pays a different amount. So, say we're on a newspaper out of New York, the Albany Times, which is one we actually sell. Um, that newspaper, per subscription, could pay only $5 per subscription that we sell. It pays me that subscription. Um, Another newspaper that we sell, the Denver Post, for example, that paper, pays about $12 per subscription. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. It depends on how the person signs up, how they pay, how long they, subscribe for. Different things go into it. And um, I have an average I have to make per hour to really hit my goal. And once I hit that average per hour, which is equal to my base pay, so say I make, say I make for base pay $12 an hour. I'd have to sell a Denver Post subscription once an hour to stay along with my base pay. If I make anything more than that, I get my commission rate. And then whatever I make more than that is how much I make. And it averages out per hour and just all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, it's very, very lucrative. And it's, like I said, it's decent base pay. So I go home with a decent minimum check. So if I don't make my goal, I'm still making a really nice paycheck. So, I mean, it really works out. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Okay, excuse me. Um, I'm going to now make my breading. And the way I do that is this. I take flour and I take some basic seasonings. Okay? That should be enough for all three sets of things that I'm making. Okay? I mean, that's going to be more than enough breading. I can actually put some of that back. Quite a bit of that back. So now I'm going to take some, like I said, some basic seasonings. Uh, some pepper, some salt, nice amount of salt in there, some paprika, because it's going to go in all three as well. Okay. And a little bit of garlic powder. I don't want to do too much because I want to separately in each bag put more in. A little bit of onion powder. I don't want to overwhelm some things like the mushrooms. I don't want to overwhelm those. So I'm not going to put any more than that in that bag. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stir this up. Nice. I'm going to take a bag and I'm going to put some in. I'm going to put about a third of this in each bag. What's Hazel doing? And my fryer is really hot, so I got to be careful. And the rest of this. Hey Hazel, how you doing? What's wrong with your toe, Hazel? What'd she do to her toe? Okay. The rest of that's just gonna go in this one. It's about a third per bag. Okay. So the bag that I'm gonna put. Now, if I need to do more than this, it's as easy as adding a little bit more flour and a little bit more seasoning. Which I'll add a little bit from this bag. I want them all about equal because I have about equal amount of each thing that I'm doing. Okay. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so now I'm going to take one for chicken. And I got some seasoning I'm going to put in here. I got a little chili powder I'm going to put in here. Whatever I want to season my chicken with. Oh, it's probably a little bit too much. Yeah, that's a bit too much. I'll toss it in that one. That's not a big deal. Okay, and then a little bit more paprika. Mm, you guys see what I did with my onion powder and garlic powder? What did I do with it? Oh, now you guys can hear me talk to myself. Kidding, I don't really do that much. Oh, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put uh, a little bit of seasoning salt in there, in each. Gives us some good flavoring in there. And now the bag that I'm putting the chicken in, which is that first bag right here, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of sugar. That's going to take away a lot of the like bluntness of everything. It's going to add a little bit extra. It's going to add a little bit of sweetness to it, which actually makes it really good. Mix it up. Mix each of these up pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to set these ones, well, the chicken one aside, because I'm going to do that last. Okay, I'm going to do that last because I don't want to cross-contaminate anything. So I got these baby Bella mushrooms. These are baby portobello mushrooms. They've already been, it looks like pre-washed. Um, yeah, they've already been pre-washed. You know, if there's anything else on them, just kind of wipe them off. I'm going to toss them in that. Oh, it's raining out. I'm going to toss them in that milk and egg mixture. Yeah, this is just some of the skin. Oh, there goes that mushroom. So I can fit almost a full package's worth in here. There's still a little bit of, if there's anything on them, just rinse it off. Yeah, I can fit a whole package in there. Okay. So I'm going to use this same egg wash or milk wash for everything. I'm not cross contaminating anything because nothing that I'm using first can really contaminate anything. I mean, you don't get a mushroom taste in chicken, you know what I mean? And the bacteria on chicken is the worst. There's very little actual like contamination bacteria on mushrooms and artichoke hearts. So I want to take all these and toss them in my bag. Just how that is. All the air in there and everything. I want to get as much air. I want to open that bag up as much as I can. That way it retains that air. Zip it closed. That way I can take my mushrooms. You want to shake these really, really good because mushrooms have a lot of little cracks and crevices in them on the underside that you want that breading to get into. You want that flour to get into. So now, you guys can't see this, but let me get a pair of tongs here. Brand new oil in my fryer. Um, you can use canola oil, peanut oil, whatever oil you like the best. That is a breaded mushroom right there. I'm going to toss them in my basket here, not down in the oil. I'm going to just cover the bottom of my basket with them. I'm not going to overload it. One more. And then I'm going to gently. Now, mushrooms float, so you constantly want to be pushing them down in there. Just kind of go around to each one, hold it down for a few seconds. Mushrooms have a very high moisture content, so they're going to float. Some people, I mean, it takes forever to do, but some people like to just one at a time with like a pair of tongs. Well, hi, Rosanna. Hi, Chop Gaming. So this isn't going to give like a huge coating over them. This is just going to give a nice. These portobello mushrooms, you don't want a huge coating on them. You just want a gentle coating on these portobello mushrooms. They are so flavorful as it is. Sorry, adjusting my headset here. Leave them on one side for a little bit, and then kind of flip them so the other side gets nice and brown. Now I have my fryer on high heat, and the reason I do that is because a little homemade fryer, or a little, at-home fryer, they don't recover temperature very fast. And what I mean by recover is when you put something cold in hot oil, the oil's going to cool off. And the faster it gets up to the temperature you want it at, say 350, 400. Oh yeah, I've been uh, having some live streams. Um, it hasn't been every day, but it's been every weekend for a little bit. Okay. And when I take these out, I want to put them stem side down on the paper towel. And the reason I'm going to do that is because all of that oil, the cap of a mushroom acts like kind of a bowl. So if I put that bowl upside down, it's going to drain out, which is what you want. Okay. I'm going to put some more in, and then I'm going to show you these ones. Yeah, I don't necessarily have like a set time that I get on. It's just kind of when I can make it. And I know that's inconvenient for some people, and I understand. But generally, it's been on the weekends. About 5:30, 6 o'clock my time, which is Central Time. So this is a nice little coating. I want to bring it around here so you guys can see on these mushrooms. Those look really good, but when they're fresh like this, they are extremely hot, and it's hot on my fingers. So I'm not going to put it in my mouth at the moment. But you can tell they're nice and juicy. See, these mushrooms are the ones I have to really babysit more because, like I said, they float. And the whole thing's not going to cook if they're floating. So I have to turn them and mm, sorry guys, that is inside that mushroom. It is so hot. You see it steaming? See that steam coming out? Okay. Now the top's gonna cook. Now what I'm going to do while I'm doing this, because I don't have but a few mushrooms left in here, I'm going to take my artichoke heart. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing. If you guys don't know what artichoke hearts are, um, they're a well, it's hard to explain. It's a very soft um, vegetable. The outside of an artichoke is quite tough, and people sometimes use the leaves for things. The hearts are more widely used, and I mean it's just it looks like leaves, put folded together. And I'm just going to kind of toss them in my mouthwash here. I want to use the whole ones. The ones that aren't whole, like they're little tiny pieces, I'm not going to use. This is you buy them in a can. Um, And they're good directly out of a can. You put them on salads. You can do a lot with them. You want to drain them, and then, I mean, really drain them if you're going to fry them up. Okay, so these are done. Mm. You guys see those? Yeah. So the artichoke hearts you got to be gentle with because finish up my mushrooms here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, because the mushrooms still have a little bit of uh, left, I'm going to put it in with my artichokes. Okay. So, like I said, you have to be gentle with these because um, they're really fragile. So you don't want to put too many in the bag at a time. And as you're kind of shaking the bag a little bit, they're already kind of falling apart. And not everybody does. We really like them, especially fried. This is the first time I'm actually frying them, so we're gonna see how it turns out. Okay, so that's about all I'm going to put in the bag, and I'm just going to kind of gently roll the bag around a couple times, and that's it for those. Four mushrooms left. Okay, so I'm actually going to toss some of these artichoke hearts in with my mushrooms. The same frying temperature, everything like that. and I'm going to pull these mushrooms out much sooner than these artichoke hearts. So I have, and they're extremely difficult to get out. You only get like one actual heart, and then you slice it up into the four slices. So it takes a lot of artichokes to get like a can worth of artichoke hearts out of. So you just buy them in the can, and you're good to go. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that thought. Um, but I mean, cooking, it's in my blood. My mom is an amazing cook. Like, if Ashley thinks I'm a good cook, if she hasn't even come close to tasting my mom's food, um, my mom can make the best pies you've ever eaten, the best cookies and cakes, and just food in general. I know sometimes it takes a little while, but to do my live streams, but I'm literally showing you from start to finish. I want you guys to see, kind of behind the scenes what goes on at restaurants, how to do things yourself really easily. But this is how you can do multiple fried foods at once. It does take a little bit sometimes. Those are still nice and hot. Um, if you want to, if you're going to take some time and do this, what I would recommend is putting a paper towel on a baking sheet, or and setting your oven at like 150, 160 if it goes that low, um, and putting them in there, or even just putting some like aluminum foil over them on a baking sheet, kind of pre-warming your oven to like the lowest it gets to, and then putting them, turning it off, and then putting them in there, just to kind of keep things nice and toasty for whenever you're ready for them. But these are fried artichoke hearts. They're really, really good. I mean, like, and like I said, you don't want to overwhelm them with seasoning. So, and they don't really take that long to cook. I mean, you got the whole artichoke heart right here. It took like 2 minutes while it was in the fryer. They don't really take that long because they're already very, very tender. Ah, okay. We got we got a artichoke heart thief in here, guys.
Nope, no, no such thing.
Yep, they did. That was Ashley. These are still very hot, but mm, you hear that crispness? I don't know if you guys can hear that. Kind of a new angle on cooking, and that's fine. Hazel, I know you're hurting, hon. Uncle Nate loves you, Hazel. Like I said, the little ones that aren't, I mean, you can take artichoke hearts from the can and put them on salad. They're good with like the fried ones like these. They're really good with like ranch dressing. You want to make sure after you pull them out of the fryer, they're well drained. So you put, a nice paper towel down on your plate before you put them down. That's good. So I'm going to do this kind of quick because I want to get to my chicken. So those are done. And this is about all I'm going to do right here. I'm going to put the rest up, maybe do some later or something. Okay. They almost have like the consistency of I don't know how to explain it. It's soft but firm at the same time. Like imagine taking okay, imagine taking just the like the outside part of a tomato, almost that consistency, but almost like a olive-ish taste. It's hard to explain artichoke, but they're not bad at all. Okay, so a few more in here. And it's weird that I like artichokes and I don't like olives. I don't like olives. I never have. Like I said, I'm just gonna hurry these along. Sorry it's taking so long, guys. Some of these things just take some time to do. Now, I did the mushrooms. You guys saw those. The traditional mushroom is to fry, isn't a portobello. Uh, Portobellos are just they're a little bit more expensive and a little bit too much. Um, the the consistency of the mushroom is too there. Like a regular. mm, Um, so the fried mushrooms are generally just your regular white mushroom. We really like portobello mushrooms, so Ashley got portobellos. Mm. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I got a whole nother thing of them, but we got other stuff to eat as well. So sorry if you heard me drinking. I apologize, guys. I had to get my coffee down before it gets too cold. I mean, it's already cold, but um, but yeah, that's why I was telling you a little bit ago. Sorry, I got off track. Um, I always turn my fryer up to high, like as high as it'll go. If it gets up to like This one says 375. If it could go to 400, I would turn it to 400 because the quicker you want it to recoup its temperature, or the quicker it recoups its temperature, the better it is. Because the hotter something is, especially something like this, like fried mushrooms or anything that has a lot of water content, what's going to happen? And if you have, you want some really good crisp breading, um, that low temperature isn't going to allow that breading to crisp up. And you see, nice and crispy still. I mean, that's not, the longer they sit, yeah, the water, the moisture is going to come out of like the artichokes or the mushrooms. But I don't know if you guys can hear, but it's thundering outside. That's why I'm kind of trying to hurry this live stream up. I mean, I'm not going to lose power with this storm or anything, but although I just lost my, my wow, what timing. The battery on my iPad just died. As soon as I said that, it went meep. So I have to pull my phone up to see my comments. Because I can't pull the comments up on my computer because it's running too much. Okay, those are done. Right now, and it'll bog it down and okay. So these ones are done. Just gonna kind of put them right on there with those mushrooms. You see lots of artichoke hearts. Lots. I'm actually going to start on the chicken now. Um, I'll do the rest of those later. That's not a big deal. Um, so, I mean, the same milk and egg wash. Nothing's going to hurt it that's been in there. I'm just going to take my chicken and dump it in. It's not going to hurt it. It's not going to make the flavor all gross. I just got to make sure I wash my hands real good afterwards. And then I'm going to kind of straighten through my hands. This is the best part of this, guys. You don't know what you're missing out on. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to set this off to the side while I wash my hands. Easy cleanup right here. Okay. Shake up my chicken. Get it nice and coated. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bag and I'm going to make all that extra flour settle to the bottom. So when I grab out my chicken, it doesn't have so much coating on it. I'm just going to drop them in a couple at a time. If it has a lot of coating, just take it off inside the bag. Now I can fill this basket about half up with chicken, and it'll still be fine because I have an indicator telling me, if my temperature's low or if it's heating or something. That just kicked on. So I don't want to overcrowd the basket, but I want to put some in there. Dude, these artichoke hearts are amazing, guys. If you've never had them, you need to. Um, let's see. Now I gotta get my sauce together. Which isn't really anything more than butter and hot sauce. So it's really easy. It's just getting it to your heat level. Well, actually, do it this way. You want a big bowl for it. And I'm using a stick of real butter. Yeah, we have rain now here. Okay, once that chicken starts floating, it's a really good indicator that it's about done. I leave it in for another 30 seconds to a minute. You want to cook you want to cook the chicken for about it usually takes about 3.5 minutes. So I'm melting a stick of butter. Sorry, I'm just oh, other side. There we go. And I'm gonna say those are done. I'm waiting for my butter to melt real quick. There we go. That real butter versus um, margarine. I mean, real butter gives it so much more flavor. It really does. I use I use either salted or unsalted. It doesn't matter. Um, when you're baking, of course, it does. If you like, things salty, and I don't mean that in no funny way. Um, Ashley would probably get a kick out of how I said that. But um, if you like the salty taste, then use salted butter. Okay. Now you want to taste it, and we just use the generic hot sauce. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna get people who are fanatics about a certain brand of hot sauce, but for something like this, I mean, we found this one. I mean, it's the cheapest brand at Walmart, and it's actually really good. It's like 88 cents, and it goes a long way. Okay, I think that'll be good. You just want to make sure you get it really good on there. I mean, lots of how you like the heat. I mean, if you mess up and add too much, add a little bit more butter. You know, melt it down. If you don't add enough, just it won't be. I want to heat it up a little bit more. You want it pretty warm. Otherwise, the butter is going to start to solidify again, and you're not going to get the effect of the taste of the chicken or the sauce. Now, this is my chicken pieces here. Um, when I cooked them, a few of them maybe stuck together, but it's not gonna, just pull them apart. I mean, it's chicken bites. Ashley does this. I always have her come in and do it, but she knows exactly how much to put in. I mean, it's like crazy. Okay, so more chicken. When you put it in here, you just kind of want to make sure it's like separated apart. That way they're not, trying to cook together. Like I said, you can put quite a bit in here because as long as you stir it up, it's fine. Make sure you stir it in there for about 20 seconds. That way nothing sticks to the basket, nothing sticks to each other. It's just a good rule of thumb, between 20 and 30 seconds. Oh, we got a good storm out there. That should be good. Just until that outside crust starts to form. And then just take these. And those, like I said, they're going to cook about 3 minutes or so, just until they kind of start to float. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now that hopefully they cooled down to actual eating temperature, the mushrooms have. The mushrooms, they get so burning hot, and they retain heat forever. If you want to, one thing you could do if you like them hot, once you get done cooking your chicken and cooking everything, you can toss them in for like 10 seconds to reheat them. Um, it doesn't take very long to reheat them. Oh, you like the shirt? Yeah. Okay, so these are about done. Texas Pete. I mean, you can find it at Walmart. Look on Amazon or eBay. I mean, if it's not in the stores around you, you know. Yeah, those are good. Okay. So it looks like the amount of breading that I made, perfect amount. That's all I have left out of all 3 bags. Okay. So I still want a little bit of that sauce in there. Still have a little bit left in here. Cooking, I should say. So everything's just about done. I do still have these artichoke hearts left. Um, I mean, there's a lot made, so I don't know if I'm going to make them right now. Um, I mean, a can of artichoke hearts is not expensive, so. But you can see the chicken bites that I've made. It's made quite a bit. There we go. Okay, these ones are done. Use the last little bit of sauce that's in here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of, because I made the perfect amount of sauce as well. Okay, so this is what I was talking about reheating. It just takes a second. I'm gonna take these mushrooms all at once because they're already cooked. I want them to regain that crispness and heat. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this paper towel because, like I said, it doesn't take long. About 30 seconds. Pull them up and dump them on the plate. I'm going to do the same thing, the artichoke hearts. That way they re-get crisp again. And I'm just doing all of them at once. Kind of move around there. Let's see this. So good. It's like the crunchies in a Long John Silver basket. You gotta have them, you know. Okay. Those are done. Let them drain for a second. And bam. Disconnect my fryer. Set it off to the side. And guys, I I know it took a while. Sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure everything got done right, and we were talking for a little bit. But and I could have had the chicken pre-cut, but fried mushrooms and artichokes and buffalo chicken bites. Uh, like I said, we're just kind of continuing the fun day. You know, we went to the zoo, had all kinds of fun. Um, had a great time. Wore the kids out. Andrew's going to sleep great tonight. He's got school tomorrow. I'm going to sleep good. Ashley's going to sleep good. And, I mean, I don't think there's going to be any complaining. So, guys, I really appreciate you coming to my live streams every time. Um, we have fun. We chat. Everything. And I'm just trying to make things better. And once I make things better, I'm going to do more to improve my channel. You know, my channel's kind of a mess. You know, it's just a bunch of live streams and some videos that I used to do and just kind of everything tossed everywhere. But I'm going to clean it up, make it better. And like I said, just trying to improve, trying to get better. But Made some really good comfort foods, relaxing foods, fun foods, and now I got to eat it. So until next time, guys, I really appreciate you, and I love you all to death. Have a good one.